please say your names.
I'm Theo Court, and I'm in 6th grade.
I'm Ruth Jenkins, and I'm in 6th grade.
Perfect. All right. So, how are your grades made up in any given class? What makes a grade?
How well you know the subject, and how, if you behave in the class. Sometimes.
Usually, your grades from summative assessments and tests, and also in some classes, a participation/behavior grade.
Okay.
Do you feel like you've seen a difference between elementary and middle school in terms of grades?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you say more about that?
In elementary school, they do grades by numbers rather than letters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been interesting.
Yeah.
But also, we didn't really have formative assessments. We just had pre-assessments and then the tests.
Okay.
So, in elementary school, was it 4, 3, 2, 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any relationship to exceeding standard and meeting standard approaching just starting?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because 4, they always said 4 was going out of your way to do the best you can.
Above and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are pretty used to 4, 3, 2, 1. If you saw that on paper, you'd know what that meant.
Mhm.
Cool. So tell me what you know about formative. The word formative.
It's when you take a formative test, it's something to help the teacher see what you know, and if you need to be taught about it more.
What do you think?
It's informing the teacher about how much you've understood the topic and if they need to teach it differently to make sure you understand it.
All right. How about summative? What does that mean?
That's once you've learned, you should have learned the subject. You take the summative test is to test you on if you know it or not, and then you get your final grade out of that.
It's it's the teacher's way of telling you how much you understood the topic and if you need to work on understanding it more.
Okay. What are some examples of formative things you do in your classes?
We do exit tickets, and notes are some type of formative.
Also, I think the homework packets are summative, and
Formative or summative?
formative.
Okay.
So
That's all right.
outside of math class, what in other classes, what would be formative?
Do nows.
Yeah, and in LA, sometimes we have little quizzes, but that aren't actually summative.
What about science or social studies? Anything formative?
In science, probably our notes,
And-
and when we play Kahoot.
And social studies do nows.
Okay. Awesome. What about summative? What would be something summative, like in math class?
The tests.
The summative assessments and projects usually.
Okay. How do you get exceeding if you're doing a summative thing?
You look at the rubric and see what you need to do for exceeding.
Yeah, you would just look at the rubric, find exceeding standards, and then make sure you meet all the requirements.
Outside of math class, is that the same thing with other classes?
Usually.
Usually.
Okay. If you got a really low grade in a class, do you feel like you have a path to improve your grade
Yeah.
Yes.
in every class?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what might that look like in some classes, not math?
You can retake tests, and you can also just try and work harder for the future.
Yeah, you could redo projects, you could retake tests, and you can make sure that you understand everything and have everything turned in.
Okay. That is all my tape questions. Thanks, guys.